Vitamin ABB going to do a little rundown of quotes about at Fillmore East. Trust me, I'm a doctor. All right, dig on this great Tony Glover piece on the Fillmore East sessions.
Several recent Fillmore East gigs, the Allman Brothers Band demonstrated that not only have they got their chops together, but that they know how to use them to create thick, smoking tapestries of blues and rock, tempered with a lyrical, aching beauty reminiscent of the best early San Francisco sounds. Duane Skydog Allman sliding out sinuous solos that cool with southern soul, but he's only part of the web. His brother Greg throbbing out long lines of swirling sounds, doing most of the vocal work with a mellow rasp. Dickie Betts plays alternate lead guitar, often in rippling counterpoint to Duane's loping runs. The rhythm section of double drummers Butch Trucks and J. Johnny Johnson, bottomed out by cooking bassist Barry Oakley, are always right there, driving it all along with power and a fine sense of dynamics. No one is into acrobatics or sex shows. They just stand there and play their heads off. Live the Allman Brothers Band. The record's Duane's masterpiece, not only as a guitar player, and I think this is important when you think about an artist. Duane Allman is much more than the lead guitar player of the Allman Brothers Band. He was the band leader, and I think that's vital. He chose bandmates who pushed him. Two lead guitarists, Dickie Betts, who everybody, including Duane, said was his equal. Duane was a star of the highest magnitude when he formed this band, and one of his first moves, well, it was his third move, I guess, but it was to bring Dickie Betts in. Bassist Barry Oakley, a former lead guitarist, commanded the bass as a third lead instrument. They had 3 guitar soloists at all times. 2 drummers, J-Mo and Butch Trucks, provided a foundation that simultaneously grounded the band rhythmically as it propelled the music forward with an unusually powerful sound. On top were Greg Allman's vocals and the magnificent swirling sounds of his Hammond B3 organ.
Set started off with the slide songs because that's when Duane played in open E.
The Allman Brothers typically for most of their career would start off with these short blues songs. In Duane era, they would start off with slide songs because Duane would be playing an open E on the SG, which was Dickie's SG, same model almost exactly that Derek Trucks plays today. Derek plays a replica of it. It's because most of their shorter songs that they would play, you know, Statesboro Blues and Trouble No More were cover songs, came in. And I had to give you some Duane Allman slide right off the bat, Andy, because I know that's your sweet spot.
The irony's not lost on me that I wrote a book on an album that I got when I was 13 or 14 years old and went completely over my head.
I got at Fillmore East when I was 12 years old, 13, 14. I bought it on cassette and it was just too much. It was overwhelming to me. And that was part of a sequence of things I bought. I was digging into when I got my first guitar. I started playing the blues and listening to the blues. So it was like Eric Clapton was my entree. From Clapton, I went out to like the Muddy Waters stuff. And then I heard about this, Duane Allman guy and Allman Brothers. And I got the tape and it was just too much for me at the time. Fast forward, not even 10 years, 5 years, 7 years. And I got the Decade of Hits. I got a compilation from BMG as part of their BMG, Columbia House, part of their 13 CDs for a penny deal. And man, it just knocked me out. And part of it was, Rob, because they didn't have, those songs weren't overplayed on classic rock radio.
I mean, it all goes back to the blues, right?
And the first time you heard the blues, you're like, whoa, that is something completely different. And for a guitarist, and when you're little, like, it was easy enough to do to make sound okay, to make me want to keep doing it. Mm-hmm. And then, and I really can't separate like playing music or as a young person and pursuing it and like the fandom and where this resulted and those things. But the through line was kind of continuing to pursue that music and finding different ways that people did it, ways that excited me about the music, how it was presented and all those things. So that was the sort of basis of it. For this particular band, Ramblin' Man and Crazy Love. And the music was like this renewed sound of that music. It's Muddy Waters and it's Elmore James and it's B.B. King.
The fundamental reason I chose to write on it is I'm a nerd.